All right, hello Northwood High School. Welcome to week 6 of Plus One Organization. This is Miss Christofferson. Today we are going to continue talking about reviewing notes, and actually we're going to do a little bit more practice today than we did last week. All right. So to review a little bit, we talked a little bit about, or we have been talking about, I guess I should say, how to take effective notes in class. And about 2 weeks ago, I gave you all sorts of awesome tips. Hopefully you guys are using them. I know I call my kids out to use them all the time when I catch them not doing it. So if you forget what those are, you can always go back and look over that PowerPoint. It is conveniently linked to the wiki page. But anyway, moving on. Last week we talked about looking over your notes, which is very, very, very huge. And part of the reason being is that you remember about 75% of it in class, but as you leave, you keep forgetting until all of a sudden it is gone, okay? And we don't want that to happen. All right, we want to remember what we've learned. Okay, so I gave you lots of hints as far as how to do that, different methods, I guess I should say. Okay, and I'm going to review those very briefly with you guys. One of the first methods was to take a sheet of notes from one of your classes and you sit down and you basically read over them and you put them into an outline. Okay, and again, this stuff is being done to notes that have already been done. Everybody in here has done an outline before. It's well organized notes when you can break it down into individual topics. The example that I gave you guys was right here, a formal outline for history of rap, and basically breaks that down. You got your Roman numerals, you got your letters, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm not a big outlining person, as I told you guys last week, but some people love an outline. All right, so this is something that you can do if this is your thing. All right. The second one that I gave you guys was charting your notes. Okay, this is good for classes where you have things in categories, so similarities, differences, pros, cons. I know for a lot of my biology notes, I give my kids blank skeletons to fill in. And actually, I was thinking about it. I already give these charts for them. So like organelle, function, location. It's a way to organize those thoughts in a way that makes it easier for you to follow. All right. So you kind of see this example right up here. One that I gave you here again is for history. You got the dates, the war, the countries, the leaders, the significance, and it could be something that is done for a sheet of notes after that you've taken them, or like this one, it's a running tally. This is a cool thing. All right, one that you can just keep adding to, and I'm sure your history teachers would be pretty psyched about that if you busted this out and just added something to that chart. Okay, so that's another thing you can do with your notes. The last one that we talked about was mapping your notes, and these are things where you use diagrams or graphic organizers that you basically make them your own. All right, and it's a really good visualizing tool for you to use for those notes that you took in class. And as I have already said, again, it makes it more unique to you and it makes it yours. So when you make it your own, you have more ownership with it, and more than likely you're going to remember more. So a couple examples that I gave you here, you can see these crazy little structures that you see. The cool thing about a graphic organizer is that it can take any shape, size, form, anything. All right, I say the messier the better, because you can look at it and hopefully have an idea of what's going on. And nobody else really needs to do that. So the key thing is to make it your own. Two that I showed you was this one right here, using circles and lines. Kind of cool stuff. Again, you got all kinds of crazy stuff going on here, but this kid has an idea of what's going on. And one that's even crazier is this guy right here. Okay, so again, the graphic organizers are whatever you want. Okay, it's your call. Make it your own. All right. So the plan for today, okay, is that instead of teaching you another way to chart your notes, what I thought I would do is basically let you guys practice with this a little bit more, okay? Because I've heard some feedback from several people, and some people have actually done this, which made me so excited. Oh my goodness, I was so excited. So what we're going to do is here in a second, when this video is over with, you guys are going to find a sheet of notes from a class with your lowest grade. All right, and it'd be easy to pick a class where you understand everything that's going on because, you're most comfortable with that. All right, but you guys should know what your grades are. Get out that sheet of notes from the class that you're struggling with the most, okay? Or think about a sheet of notes that didn't make a whole lot of sense to you. Or another suggestion is if you have a test this week in a class, which more than likely you do, get notes out from that class, okay? Because you're going to have to study those notes. And I know one of my classes, my AVID class, has a test on Thursday, so they can do this with some of their notes, okay? So what you're going to do with those sheet of notes is that you're going to take a little bit of time to review and to reorganize these on a separate sheet of paper. Now, I have been having you guys take notes in your composition book, but hopefully if you're going to make a useful tool for you to study, you need to keep it. All right. So actually, I'm going to have you guys do this on a separate piece of paper, and you should actually keep it with these notes. All right. That would be the thing that would make sense. It's useless to you if you leave it in your composition book in +1. But if that's something that you really want to do, then knock yourself out. Okay, so this is actually what we're going to do the whole time. So if you get through one sheet of notes, get out another one. Okay, keep doing it. And actually, the more practice that you have with doing this, the better and more efficient and quicker that you will be at getting it done. All right, so what I wanted to show you guys, and I'll come back to that one, is a couple things that I put on the wiki for you guys. Okay, so you guys are under this section right here that says students. I have basically the exact same stuff that I showed you on last Monday. So outlining notes, here's just basically some guidelines for that in case you just need a little bit of help with it and kind of an example. Charting the notes, again, gives you information with that one. All right. Charting the notes, Roman numeral 2, another example as far as how you can do that. Mapping notes, this tells you how to do that one as well. Okay. The other thing that I did for you guys is that with the mapping, you can kind of create your own little thing, okay? But I know sometimes kids don't really like doing that. All right, so what I've done is right down here, I have graphic organizer ideas, and I linked a Google page where you can see lots of different examples of this, okay? Got one that looks crazy like this. You got a little wheel, and I'm not going to click on any of these for you. A fish, the fish one's kind of cool. But you can, some of these links here will take you to tons of other things that you guys can use. This one looks really fun. They have some, what I noticed is that you can have, let me see if I can get to this. Let's do graphic organizers. And if you guys check this out, like if it's a science class that you're working on, you can click on the science part and you can get some examples of graphic organizers that would work for your science classes, okay? Let's say that you wanted it for math, all right? If math is your lowest and everybody's like, I'll take notes in math. Yeah, you do. Okay, you got to know formulas and stuff, all right? So you can have some, oh, that's really small. You can have some graphic organizers that can help you out with that as far as how to chart those notes, okay? So as you guys are working on that, okay, your +1 teachers are going to walk around and are going to kind of help you out with that if you need any help, okay? Like I said, probably the first couple ones that you're going to do are going to take the longest, but I promise you, if you put some time into this, you're going to find that this is something that'll be very valuable for you and will actually help you out. You won't think so. You're going to sit there all grumpy filling these things out, and you're going to be like, God, Miss Chris, all right, and then you go to class and the teacher's going to ask a question and you're going to remember it. And then you're going to be like, you know what, Miss Chris, props, high five. All right, I'm ready for that. And you can come by and give me a high five. And that again would make me very happy. 512, I need some high fives, okay? All right, so as you guys are working, you can have your computers out or your planners out as well for your teachers to check these things, okay? Like I said, they are never going away. All right. So, very simple thing. Go around, check it, and that's that, you guys. Okay. So we're reorganizing our notes on a loosely piece of paper. You can do it in your composition book if you'd like. Use that wiki if you need some help. I feel like I'm forgetting saying something. Oh, yes, I did forget. On the wiki, I actually have. I linked the PowerPoint from last week if you want some of those other examples, okay? So if you want to download that one and read a little bit more, I kind of did a more brief one for you guys this week, okay? All right, and I got to say thank you, Miss Wittenberg, for giving me this idea, all right? So she hooked it up. Thank you. High five to you, all right? All right, guys, good luck, and I'll see you next week. Next week, we are going to be talking about Cornell notes, all right? You guys have a great week. Bye.